Also, a lot of people have asked me how I paid my credit card off that fast. I had about $10,000 in debt.
And when I started to do that, basically what I'm looking at is that the budget I'm supposed to have of that 50, 30, 20 wasn't even matching what I was spending / using for bills, necessities, or just whatever.
It is beginning of March. I am officially 2 months into my 6-month journey of paying off $16,250 worth of credit card debt. So let's do a debt update because I have made huge dents. So for reference, I'm a stay-at-home.
Plastic. It feels light in your hand, doesn't it? But for millions of Americans, this little piece of plastic weighs about 5,000 pounds. Welcome back. I'm a banker with 15 years in the game, and today we're looking at the single greatest wealth destroyer of my generation, credit card debt. We're reacting to 3 brave souls on TikTok who are sharing their numbers. Some are in denial, some are drowning, and some are just waking up to the nightmare. The banks love customers who pays the minimum. I love customers who cut these things up. Let's see how deep the hole really is.
Also, a lot of people have asked me how I paid my credit card off that fast. I had about $10,000 in debt. So I have a normal 9-to-5. Taxed, I probably make $4,500 a month. I have a side hustle. Untaxed, I make $3,000, and then I put away $800 just for taxes and savings. And then I also got a job at a restaurant all around the same time. My rent is $2,500, and then I have Wi-Fi, phone bill.
Where do you live?
And health insurance that I pay for out of pocket because my company is a UK company. We don't have health insurance, which is $300 if I didn't say that. So I'm looking about $3,100 like that I have to pay every single month. And if you have $10,000 in debt and a 29% interest rate, you're kind of effed with just your 9-to-5 alone.
It's $3,000 in interest.
$700 a month for my 9-to-5 salary towards my credit card, and then pretty much every single cent that I could afford from my restaurant job would go to my credit card. And then $1,000 from the side hustle went to the credit card for about 3 months. People have asked a lot of people.
I don't know where she lives. I'm betting it's in the coastal states, for instance, New York, California. To have $10,000 and 29% of it, that's about $3,000. Just interest. It's likely credit cards because I feel like they're loan sharks. I mean, you have below maybe 15%, between 10 and 15%, that's considered good. But if you really think about it, $1,000, 10, 15%, that's $1,500 in interest. So, and she was talking about $3,500 just in living expenses. She didn't say if she had a roommate or not. I'm guessing probably not. If she's paying, I believe she said $2,500 in rent a month. Jeez, that is. I think it's in one of the bigger cities. Maybe even like I can see that. And then I think she said apartment. So just the living expenses, where you live, it does matter. Now, it's all relative, right? Because I don't know what industry she said she's in primarily for her 9-to-5, but she had a lot of side hustles. The movers and shakers typically are in the big cities. So I don't know if she has kids, if she mentioned she has kids, or if she's, I don't know what that situation is like for her, but I'm saying all this because I recall when I was like in my 20s, kind of in my young career professional days. Yeah, lived in California, Northern California, and I moved to the Bay Area because that's where a lot of opportunities, and I wanted to be part of it. I figured I was young, I didn't have a lot to tie me down, no kids, and I figured I'd go for it. And it's true, move a lot faster in the big cities. With that comes career advancement. May not be within the same company, but if you're in there, long enough, you tend to network, mingle, and you job hop. That's what I did. And it was always for advancement, either for compensation or position or title. I never tried to, so to speak, from where I was at. I always tried to progress. So that's really what helped me out. But I think she's in that same situation, just, a millennial. She seems like a Gen Z, but that's good for her for being able to juggle all that and having the grit to have all those positions, career, basically sources of income to, it looks like, in a lifestyle. All right, let's take a look at the comments. What health insurance do you have? I pay out of pocket as well. How do you find employers out of the US? everywhere. Indeed, Monster, whatever job posting sites, you can simply put international, and I bet you it'll have some pop-ups, because yeah, this is not the only hiring company. Companies in the US, big companies, they're not even housed or headquarters in the US. All right, let's take a look at the next video.
It is beginning of March. I am officially 2 months into my 6-month journey of paying off $16,250 worth of credit card debt. So let's do a debt update, because I have made huge dents. So for reference, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't work a traditional 9-to-5 job. My boyfriend is a firefighter who works a lot of overtime to cover all of our bills. I'm basically trying to pay off all of this debt with money that I make on social media. I am in the TikTok Creator Rewards program. This has helped me tremendously pay off debt. I'm averaging around $3,000 a month just for my views and engagement. So the more that you engage,
$3,000 a month just on TikTok as an, I think she said influencer. Wow.
and view in my videos, it helps me pay off all my debt. So I super appreciate it. But let's get into the numbers. So I started with $16,250 worth of credit card debt on January 1st. And I was like, I need to rebrand my whole life and not have debt anymore. I'm like, I'm taking this on as my whole personality. I got paid from the TikTok Creator Rewards program in January, was able to make a big dent. And then I was also paid in February, was able to make a big dent. And then I got my taxes and was able to make a huge dent. So this is where I'm at. I just did all the math. I've been able to pay off $13,308.89, something like that. But basically, majority of my debt I've been able to pay off. The only thing I have left is $2,946.11, as that is on a Citibank card with 0% interest. So I'm not accruing any interest on any of my debt right now. It feels so great. If you're in the same boat and you need to pay off debt, get on TikTok, share your story. I promise it's worth it.
Man, that's awesome. Good for you. $3,000 a month on TikTok? I had no idea. But this video was made, let's see, looks like March 4th of last year. And recently I've heard TikTok has had some, as it relates to how they're compensating their influencers. So I don't know if she's still making that now. If she is, congrats, because that does help towards paying off your $16,250 worth of credit cards. And you're a single parent, her boyfriend seems like it pays for her lifestyle and her living, aside from TikTok. I think she said they live together or whatever. But if he doesn't, in a month with a little being to take care of, it's not a lot. So I think that's what she said earlier, that helping out as well. You need to, especially in today's economy, in today's world, everything is so expensive now. So good for her. That's awesome. Let's take a look at the comments. This is what I wish I could do. Yeah. Goals. I need the TikTok Creator Rewards program. Need this debt gone. What are the qualifications or minimum qualifications, if anybody knows, for this TikTok Creator program? Drop it in the comment below. I'm curious. Like, for instance, YouTube, it's like subs and like viewable hours, I believe. So I'm gonna TikTok now, so I guess I should look at it. But if y'all know off the top of your head, drop it in the comment below. It is great to see what Creator Rewards program had done for you. Go girl, so happy for you. Bro, that's phenomenal. I would love to finish paying off my debt using the Creator program. Yeah, me too. I'm right there with you. All right, let's take a look at another one.
Let me tell you how I'm about to pay $10,000 off in debt by July, and I started and made my very first payment on February 14th. Really quick backstory on how I got there. I was always really good with my credit card. I had like an 8 to 13 credit. I would basically put all of my bills and auto payments of all of my bills on my credit card.
Time out. So I'm going to assume she's meaning FICO, and it doesn't just mean your credit. So your FICO is a culmination of basically how you pay people back. By people, I mean lenders, typically, and how you handle your obligations, i.e. debt. You owe someone money, you owe a company money, entity, you got to pay them back. Your FICO, the score, 850 is the highest, is what they use to grade how you pay your bills back. So it's not just credit cards. I just want to clear that up.
So that I always had rotating credit, and then I would pay it off with my paycheck, so that I could like rack up points, I could rack up my credit, and I always paid them off. So it was never really an issue for me.
I've done that before, and I would pay it off at the end of the month or at the end of the credit cycle. Same purpose, take advantage of these rewards. I had the money in my checking account but I wanted to take advantage of the rewards, basically the lenders giving incentive to use their card or their credit. And that's what I did. And I racked up points as well. And I paid them off. So the way it works is the moment you charge is when you rack up points, because it's based on purchases. So yeah, it works. I've done it.
Once that started happening, I was like signing up for subscriptions I liked or things that I wanted. Or
I don't recommend doing that. In terms of reoccurring payments, I use my checking account. I don't like using my credit card for subscription type things, just because I use my credit card for like standalone or one-time purchases, nothing reoccurring, because I want to be able to pay it off at the end of the month. And if it were the case where it was reoccurring, usually it's going to be like less than $100, right? So to me, my personal opinion, it's not worth it for me. But again, everybody's different.
oh yeah, it's $20 here. Oh yeah, it's $40 there. Started like just being maybe like excessive in that sense. And
See what happens? You tend to forget about it. So with a checking account, if I don't have money in there, it'll bounce. If it's a credit card, it'll still go and it'll probably give me overdraft, right? They'll cover me, but they'll charge me a fee for covering that. And that's why I don't like. I've never had that, like I said, because I've never done reoccurring on a credit card. But these are the traps that can happen. You know, I'm not saying it'll happen for everybody, but it happened to her, where she loses track of those reoccurring purchases or debits that come out of that account.
I wasn't really paying attention. And then around like August, September, I started to realize that I wasn't paying off my credit cards and I couldn't afford to pay my credit cards off in full anymore. And it racked up.
What happens, it's like an assembly line. It just racks up. Sometimes in the beginning, you're excited, you're used to it, it's anticipated. But the moment it becomes mundane and it's just like, oh, whatever, and you lose track like her, it racks up real quick. And that assembly line, those widgets that are going through that line pile up real quick.
Up quickly. So basically how I started is I looked up like budget saving tips, and basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to split your paycheck into a 50-30-20.
The ratio varies, right? Depends on your lifestyle, your cost of living. But I agree with her. The number one thing, best thing strategically you can do is find out what's coming in, what's coming out. Mainly what's coming out. Typically, you know what's coming in. It's your paycheck or your source of income, right? So number one thing you can do is budget. Know what it is that's coming in and out.
Of 50% for bills, 30% for spendings, and 20% for credit card debt or savings, which I didn't have any of, so there's that. So I started going through every single subscription, every single monthly payment, adding up how much money I spent on food, on eating out, on drinks, on DoorDash, like all of these different things. And I started putting them essentially in every single category. And when I started to do that, basically what I'm looking at is that the budget I'm supposed to have of that 50-30-20 wasn't even matching what I was spending / using for bills, necessities, or just whatever.
All right, let's stop right here. But the most important thing about budgeting is realization. That, to me, in my opinion, that is the true exercise. It's having that hard number reality of realizing I made, for instance, this month I made $5,000. This month I spent $10,000. I was spending double what I was making. And the moment you come to that realization is that switch that'll happen for you to where, you know what, I cannot keep doing this. I'm going to end up bankrupt, right? So I like what she's doing here, and hopefully it works out well for her. Let's see, this was recorded last year, April 4, 2025, so now 2026. So, like I said, good luck to her, and we'll see where she ends up with this. So far, from what I'm hearing, I like her strategy. The budgeting is the key. All right, let's take a look at the comments. Legit have to use a lot of your tips, and I've saved $10,000 in savings already, and I've maxed out my Roth because of these tips. We spend so much when we don't actually sit down and look at the overall weekly to monthly spending habits. I absolutely love it. See, there you go. Listen to me close. If you saw yourself in any of those clips, take a breath. Math is scary. 25%, 29% APR, that is shark water, but you can swim out of it. The system is designed to keep you paying the minimum forever. This is how they build skyscrapers. You build your wealth by opting out. Attack the smallest balance, throw every extra dollar at it. Get angry at the debt, because the moment you stop treating debt like a pet and start treating it like an enemy, that's where you win. Remember, make smart moves, not just loud ones. Keep your money, not your receipts. I'll see you on the next one.